Jai Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhar Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutarashita Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Shila Gurudev ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutarashita Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutarashita Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutarashita Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutarashita Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Shila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nugakoriya Guru Varga ki Jai. Shila Baladev Vijibhushan Prabhu ki Jai. Shila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki Jai. Shri Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Trai ki Jai. Shila Krishna Das Kaviraj Gosvāmipāda ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Shara Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmipāda ki Jai. Tadiya Shubha Tiruvav Titi ki Jai. Jai Shri Swaparshad Shri Gaur Hari ki Jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Oh, it's I totally forgot about this. It's Jagadish Pandit's day today, huh? Is it
No,
appearance day?
no, that's later, isn't it? Pretty sure
What is
that's on the
it?
22nd.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I have on 22nd, 8 days from now. Okay, sorry. Um
His
uh,
disappearance today.
oh, it's his disappearance today. Interesting. And it's his really? It's different in
No,
our Bengali calendar. That's interesting.
yeah,
Huh.
it says 22nd disappearance day of Shri Jagadish Pandit here.
Huh. Sometimes different calendars have different things though. So, because I've noticed like Chaitanya Mat's calendar and Devananda Gaudiya Mat's calendar are different on many TTs. So, anyways, that's something to look up afterwards. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. No, wait. Shri Ganga Devi ki. No, sorry, I lost where I was. Shri Ganga Devi Yamuna Devi ki Jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai. Shri Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund ki Jai. Shri Gaura Mandal Vrajamandal Kshetra Mandal ki Jai. Abhinna Vrindavan Shri Navadip Dham ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. The What is this called? Abhibhāṣaṇa? Abhibhāṣaṇa article by Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Swami Prabhupāda ki Jai. Śrī Gauḍīya Patrikā ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hari Hari Bol. So today's going to be a very Srivas is going to take us through an article that he translated by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada wrote it in 1964, I think, for Gaudiya Patrikā. And this is going to be a lot of fun. And if anybody hasn't done so already, Srivas is very often translating all sorts of very interesting things from Gaudiya Patrikā, articles that Srila Prabhupada's, like articles never published before in English. Everything on his website pretty much has never been published in English before. And so if you would like to get that in your inbox every now and then, go to bigdrum.us, bigdrum.us, and you can subscribe and receive all this nectar that Srivas is always finding. All right, so oh wait, let me make it. I'm gonna make it, Srivas, so that you can share your screen. There. Now
Okay.
you can share your screen.
How do I do that?
See at the bottom, it says, do you see something that says share screen at the bottom?
No, I don't. Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, okay, cool. On that. And hopefully this is great. Yeah, hopefully this is the first of many things that we do like this, right? Where Srivas can take us through the different things that he's translated. And if you like Srivas, you can turn on your camera so that people can see you instead of me.
At the same time? Okay.
Yes, cool. Great.
I feel sorry for you in your cap and sweater and jacket.
It's really cold here, yeah. All right. It's all yours.
All right, so Abhibhāṣaṇa. And I was looking this up to try to find the right word. Of course, Wisdom Lib helped me. Allocution, it mentioned, and it's my new favorite word right now. So a formal speech, giving advice or warning. And to me, it seems like it's a possible cognate of Allocution, which means like critique or discussion. So this was originally published in Bengali in Śrī Gauḍīya Patrikā Year 16, issue 1. Yeah, page 20. And it seems to be the last articles. It's in 2 parts, and it seems to be the last articles published by published under Prabhupāda's name in the Gauḍīya Patrika.
Oh wow. And Srivas, how many you found? Around like 80 articles, was it, by Srila Prabhupada in Gauḍīya Patrika?
But yeah, 79. Yeah.
79. Wow. And so this is one of the last ones.
This is the second to last one in Gauḍīya Patrika. And I think it's interesting. I think this is possibly a lecture. Well, it says that it's compiled from a lecture that he gave. It doesn't say where he gave it, but maybe it was in Radha Damodar. Before he's, a few years before he's gone to the West. So I think that's interesting also. Yeah, this is the beginning title, The Expulsion of Prakrita Sahajiyavad and Immaculate Bhagavat Dharma. And so he begins with this verse, which I don't know, but maybe some of you know. Tat Shraddhadana Muniyo Jnana Vairagya Yuktaya Pashyantyatmani Chatmanam Bhaktya Shrutagrihitaya. Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, verse 12. I'm not going to go through the synonyms, but I'll read the translation. The seriously inquisitive student or sage, well equipped with knowledge and detachment, realizes that absolute truth by rendering devotional service in terms of what he has heard from the Vedanta Shruti. So, the Lakshana, characteristics of Bhagavad Bhakti, are Jnana, knowledge, and Vairagya, renunciation. Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī Prabhupāda has said, Tadeva Shruta Grihitaya Munaya Shraddhadhana iti padatrena tasya eva bhakte dullabhyam darshitam. In other words, bhakti is not some easily attainable mental proclivity, but rather, generally speaking, it is something very hard to achieve. In his Bhakti Sangya Prakaran, the definitions of Bhakti and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Sripad Rupa Gosvāmipāda has said, Bhakti is moksha lagutakrita. It makes salvation seem insignificant. And sudurlabha, extremely rare. The pure devotees see the platform of moksha, or the bliss of kaivalya, to be insignificant. And Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad has said, kaivalyam narakayate. Impersonal liberation appears hellish to the devotee, etc. It is worth noting what kind of grief the society of pure devotees experiences when aprakrit, supramundane bhakti, is preached in the world by ignorant people as sex religion. So this underlined pair of words here is Prabhupada's own English usage, or mundane yona dharma. Certain sadhaks who wish to amalgamate and equate all religions, sarva dharma samanvayavadis, or so-called avatars, have gone about performing Bhagavad Dharma, but seem to have become characterized by Śrī Dharma. Now this here is something that I want to ask Sarva Bhavana Prabhu. He couldn't be here with us today, but he said he would give some notes tomorrow on this. He's looked at the translation, and this is one thing I want to ask him. Śrī Dharma, given the context of what is said above, it seems to be the right translation, but it could be something more formal. So we'll see. Once I get comments from him, I'll publish this on Big Drum. In this way,
could you make the screen a little bit bigger, like zoom in
bigger?
A little bit more? Just a little bit more. Yeah, that's good. Perfect.
Good. Okay. In this way, much insults and mundane disruption or disorder has been brought to Bhagavad Dharma. The reason for that is this: Bhagavad Dharma, or the Prem Dharma preached by Sriman Mahaprabhu, has encountered obstacles in regard to the injunction of Shruta Grihitaya, properly received oral wisdom, Veda, as delineated by Bhagavatam. Śrī Jīva Gosvāmī Prabhu has proven the philosophical conceptions and superlative excellence of Bhagavad Dharma as received from his Guru Varga through disciplic succession. It is only by practicing and preaching all the directives he has given in regard to Shruta Grihitaya that pristine Bhagavad Dharma propagated by Sriman Mahaprabhu can be safeguarded. I think that is a really huge statement. It should be underlined and bolded. Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī Prabhupāda says, Sadguru Sakashat Vedant Adyakhila Shastrartha Vichara Shavana Dvara Yad Viditva Vashyaka Parama Kartavyatena Gyayate. In other words, the duty one determines by hearing the conceptions of Vedanta and all other scriptures from a bona fide guru, Sadguru Sakashat, is Bhakti Marg, the path of devotion. I think that's also really interesting. We're not just, like, I think some devotees, especially in our community, want to say, we can maybe, or assume, they want to assume we can jump to higher topics, 10th canto, etc., Goswami's writings. But that's not necessarily the Bhakti Marg. The Bhakti Marg is the duty, as you say, the duty you understand or feel, you determine after hearing the conclusions of all of Vedanta, Upanishad, Vedanta, Purana, hearing that conclusion. It's a more sober kind of impression that is put in the heart that, inspires you to do sadhana. Otherwise,
when you enter into these things, then when you come to these pastimes of Radha and Krishna and these more higher things with a lot more reverence and with the right attitude, and you don't see it as mundane, because right now we see everything as mundane, right? And so it kind of like prepares us to be able to, right?
Mm-hmm. And why the usage of the word kartavya? I think that implies some sort of vidhi bhakti, right? There's a sense of duty. I'm not sure. There's a relevant verse in relation to this. Anyways, okay. Otherwise, various disruptive entanglements and embarrassments. Jagad janjal utpat. So utpat would be what I've translated as disruptive, and then both entanglements and embarrassments for jagad janjal. Janjal is an interesting word. Kind of takes two words to describe it. So various disruptive entanglements and embarrassments are created in the name of Krishna Bhakti. Okay, and this is the second Bengali page. Just check, yeah. So, Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī Prabhupāda I also think it's interesting all throughout this, he's using Prabhupāda all the time, just to show there are many Prabhupāds, or one Prabhupada, Akhanda Guru Tattva. Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī Prabhupada has said, the Chala Dharma, cheating religions that are introduced in the name of bhakti while disregarding Shruti, Smriti, Pancharatra, Puranas, and other scriptures only create disturbances. Although the kingdom of bhakti, due to its boundless glory, is so far above its imitations like Sahajiyavad in covert Buddhism or Mayavad, the Śrīla Gosvāmipāda Garn never condone that Chala Dharma or Prakrita Sahajiyavad. I've highlighted Śrīla here because, okay, how do I move this screen? There we go. Yeah, he uses this several times. It's not a usage I've seen very often. The Śrīla Gosvāmipāda Garn. It sounded a little bit awkward, but I decided to keep it in because it seemed significant. And there is a question and answer article from Gurudev from Bhagavad Patrikā Year 12, where he explains the special significance of Śrīla. Śrī plus La. Śrī has various meanings: wealth, opulence. Let me see if I can zoom that in a bit more. Oh, no. Where are you? Sorry, guys. Where'd it go?
That was pretty good though. You did zoom in pretty quick. Like you zoomed in pretty close.
Yeah, and then it disappeared. Oh, here it is. Okay. So Śrīla has various meanings. Wealth, opulence, Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, Radhika, the embodiment of all Lakshmis, or devotion to Vishnu. And La, the verbal root La plus Ara, means to accept, to bring, to grant. Thus, those who accept Prem Bhakti as the ultimate wealth and opulence, and who thus devote themselves to the service of Srimati Radhika, who is the embodiment of all Lakshmis, or those who have obtained that wealth and opulence and are granting that unto others. Those associates of Bhagavan, who are Jagat Guru and Acharyas, are addressed with the title Śrīla, prefixed to their names. I thought that was important to include. That's why we say Śrīla Prabhupāda.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Is, the heritage of the Śrīla Goswāmis, the Jagat Gurus. And protecting the sanctity of, or the dignity of Srimati Radharani. The Gosvāmipāda Gan never condoned that Chala Dharma, or Prakrita Sahajiyavad. By following Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmi Prabhu's footsteps, we can know that without taking shelter of a Sadguru who is Shrotriya, versed in Vedic knowledge, and Brahmanishta, fixed in realization of Godhead, we simply do not obtain qualification to enter into the Prem Dharma preached by Srimad Mahaprabhu. Srila Narottam Thakur Mahashai has expressed in his simple Bengali songs, which are as authoritative as Vedic scripture, that until we are bathed in the foot dust of the Śrīla Gosvāmi Garna, we will err in our understanding of Radha Krishna Tattva. Echai Gosai Jar Muhitara Das, Tasabara Padarenu Mor Panchagas, Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoibe Akute, Kabehama Bujabose Yugala Piriti, etc. Therefore, Prakrita Sahajiyavad, that is propagated in the name of Radha Krishna Bhajan, while abandoning the conclusions of the Gosvāmipāda Garn, which means abandoning Śrī Gaursundar's teachings, cannot bring welfare to the world. It cannot bring anything but disturbance, utpat. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriti, Radha and Krishna's loving affairs, are a special pastime of Ladini Shakti, occurring within Bhagavan. And I had to double check that with the Bengali, but it says Bhagavane Ladini Shaktir Vilas. That is not some mundane adultery between man and woman. If one does not hear the conceptions of Vedanta and all the scriptures from a bona fide guru, Sadguru Sakashat, as per Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmi's orders. Let's fix that. Then all that is preached is Sahajiyavad, Prakrita Sahajiyavad. And meanwhile, members of the modern, progressive, educated society notice the conduct of all those Prakrita Sahajiyas and mistake Vaishnav Dharma for sex religion or Nera Neri Dharma. I'm not too familiar with the Nera Neris.
Oh, I think I've seen Neraneri. I think it's like a big group of men and a big group of ladies, and they all wear orange and they have shaved heads. I think I've seen something about that once before, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I've heard that they may be because the Sahajism, especially in Bengal, was a combination of Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism, and Buddhist tantric practices.
Yeah. Rup Manjari is mentioning it's one of the 13 Apasampradayas also. Yes.
Mm. This brings obstructions to the Śrīla Gosvāmipāda's preaching of Sadharma, true religion. Bhagavad Bhakti is eternally perfected divine prem for Bhagavan, Nitya Siddha Bhagavat Prem Swarup. It is not some mundane adultery fueled by sense gratification. In Param Gurudev's Achintya Bheda Bhed article he wrote against Sundarananda Vinod, he mentions that this is a particularly core tenet of the Sahajiya practice, is that it has to be adulterous. It's not that you can do this with your wedded wife. It has to be with a paramour. It gives it more power. So it's particularly...
It's Swakiya, it's not Parakiya. Right? Yeah, okay.
Yes, Parakiya. So this is particularly despicable for civilized society. If one obtains Bhagavat Prem, the hankering to satisfy the mundane senses will never come into one's mind. Our bondage in material existence is rooted in sense gratification. Krishna bahirmukha haya bhoga bancha kare, nikatastha maya tare japatiya dhare. And I love that word japatiya. It kind of implies like pouncing and then just totally grabbing, clasping, embracing your prey, kind of like a crocodile would just grab its prey. As soon as the soul becomes averse to Krishna and desires enjoyment, Maya, which is situated close by, grabs him. Whenever the jiva omits the satisfaction of Bhagavan's senses and becomes preoccupied with his own sense gratification, then and there he is devoured by Maya. And it's interesting, the Bengali word for this is whenever the jiva badya, Bhagavan's tarpan ke badya, deva. So it's the same word that is used for like mayabad or sahajiyabad. Bad can also mean omitting or pushing something to the side. So you come up with a theory that is not in line with scripture. You're pushing aside the truth. You're omitting something. Then and there he is devoured by Maya. And whenever he gives up his own sense gratification and becomes engaged in satisfying Bhagavan's senses, then he obtains qualification to serve the lotus feet of Bhagavan, who is known as Muktipada, the state of liberation. Atmendriya priti vancha tare boli kam, Krishnendriya priti ichha dhare prem nam. Śrīla Shukadev Gosvāmī has defined Muktipada as muktir hit kanyatha rupam sarupena vyavastiti. And this is again a BBT translation. Liberation is the permanent situation of the form of the living entity after he gives up the changeable gross and subtle material bodies. Shri Gaur Sundar has also said in Sanatan Shiksha, Jiver Surupai Krishner Nitya Das. Therefore, When Krishnadas, Krishna's servant, demonstrates the audacity of becoming a copycat or counterfeit, I'm not pronouncing that right, counterfeit Krishna pierces him with the Trishul, the threefold miseries. This was one of the most interesting sentences here. Trishul bid Korya, what was it in the Bengali? Takhoni tahake Trishul bid Korya sangsar karagare nikshep koren. So Krishna pierces him. Sounds pretty vindictive, maybe, but pierces him with a trishul and throws him in the jail of samsara. And I've heard that the trishul can represent a threefold time, past, present, and future. So that could be one interpretation of the trishul. Krishna puts him into this material time continuum, or it could be the threefold miseries. I'm not sure. Prabhupada doesn't elaborate.
Shiva, Rukmini saying, wouldn't it be Shiva who pierces him with a trident? And she said, throws him in the jail of samsara? Throws him in the jail of samsara, right? Oh,
yeah, that's a missing. Thank you. That's why I'm reading this with you guys. Live proofreading. Yes, so yes, Lord Shiva on Krishna's behalf, or non-different Hari Hare Gatma. The sense gratification that imitates Krishna, or the disgraceful effort to become one with Krishna in the sadhan siddha stage. I thought that was an interesting distinction. He's calling it sadhan siddha. I guess it's not quite, can't be quite perfected. It's attempting to be sadhan siddha, I guess. And they're sadhan siddha. Or Prakrita Sahajiyavad is separate from the path shown by the Śrīla Gosvāmipāda Gana. The pursuit of the impersonal Brahma, as concocted by Mayavad, constitutes conduct that is contrary to Bhagavad Dharma. Srimad Bhagavatam rejects that sort of contrary dharma by invoking the mantra Dhara Ojita Kaitava. I'll have to fix those later. Bhagavad Dharma is not for those who seek dharma, artha, kam, and moksha, nor is it for karmis, jnanis, and yogis. All their dharmas have been characterized by Srila Narad Muni, the teacher of Srimad Bhagavad Dharma, as jugupsita dharma, or detestable dharma. Following in the footsteps of Srila Narad Muni, I've also never seen Narad Muni with Srila. Prabhupada was really using Śrīla a lot here. Srimad Vyasadeva Mahamuni. And I'm also wondering if it's a distinction between Ashraya Tattvas, and then with Vyasadeva you have Srimad Vishay Tattvas, Vishay Vigraha Tattvas. Following in the footsteps of Srila Narad Muni, Srimad Vyasadeva Mahamuni has thoroughly rejected the hankering for dharma, artha, kam, and moksha at the very beginning of Bhagavatam, in the Vastu Nirdesh Mangalacharan, auspicious invocation that defines the objective of the text. Srila Sridhar Swami has noted that the suffix pra implies prakashta rupena moksha banchapi nirastaha. Even the desire for liberation has been thoroughly rejected. Someone who longs for dharma, artha, kam, and moksha can never be nirmatsar, without envy, because they are always possessed by desires. Srila Kaviraj Gosvāmipāda has said, Tar madhye moksha vancha kaitava pradhan, jaha hoite Krishna bhakti hoy antardhan. It's funny, actually, as I was translating this, Krishna Priya came in, and she's been attending a yoga class here, and there was some discussion about, I guess, Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan. And so as I was translating this, we started having a conversation about the 5 types of liberation and what that means, and actually how appealing that is, to think that you could obtain a form that is the same as Krishna's or Narayan's, a 4-armed form with all potencies, that you could live on the same planet, or perhaps even inhabit your own planet, or create your own planet, because along with those 5 types of mukti come various powers. And I'm not clear what those are limited to, but potentially you could be living on your own planet of your own creation with your own followers. Could be God.
Yeah, I mean, like, just making like this is really like if somebody said like this iPhone of mine, like I couldn't give this up. I'm really attached to it, and like for anything, but because it's in my hands, it seems real. But these 4 things we might think, oh, well, I don't really want that. I don't want these 4 kinds of liberation or whatever. But it's because it doesn't feel like it's like accessible to us. But if it really was accessible to us, I'm not sure how easily we would give it up. And so, yeah, anyways, it's just
and I think there are many classes of devotees who don't, and Krishna provides for them, right? In the I guess lower, if you could say, lower echelons of Vaikuntha, or outer echelons. It's interesting.
Kishore Krishna says that I heard that the jivas in the liberated state can create planets, but not universes.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, so you could create your own planet. Any takers for that? One must understand that those who have practiced Krishna bhakti, but ultimately have become inclined toward the pursuit of impersonal Brahm, have had their, I'm missing this here, have had their Krishna bhakti disappear a long time ago. To be propelled by this sort of Abhibhāṣaṇa, yet don the external garb of a Vaishnava is Kaitava dharma, cheating religion. That cannot pass for Sadharma or Bhagavad Dharma under the expert scrutiny demonstrated by Srimad Mahaprabhu and the Gosvāmipāda Gan. That's the last page. In this context, Śrī Gauḍīya has said, Salokyādi sarva prakara mokshādi sandirapi nirastaha. All manner of pursuit for moksha, including the desire to dwell on the same planet as Bhagavan, etc., is rejected. Devotees of Krishna are nishkam, without desire. This is because the very meaning of the word bhakti is Krishna prem. Without prem, service is not pure. Because karmis, jnanis, and yogis are not nishkam, they are not worthy of obtaining Krishna bhakti or Krishna prem. Srila Kaviraj Gosvāmī has quoted Sri Gaur Sundar's instructions and said, Krishna bhakta nishkam ateva shanta bhukti mukti siddhi kami sakali ashanta. Again, this is just the confluence that happens when you're reading our Acharya's works. The same evening that I was translating this, there was a kirtan here, and there was one yogi, and he did a kirtan. He had his harmonium and everything, and he was talking about bhakti yoga, and explaining to people that it's very simple. It's very, very, very easy. You just put your feelings into it. You just utilize your feelings, and that's it. That's bhakti yoga. And I was like, oh dear God, this is, it's like maybe it might be a little bit more complicated than that. But okay, what's, nothing to be said in this moment. All lust and desires, apart from Krishna's service, are rooted in sense gratification. These sorts of lusty persons who are prone to anya-bilash, other desires, can never engage in Krishna's service in a favorable way. Thinking of Krishna in an unfavorable way was something even Kamsa did. He was so agitated by the thought that Krishna had appeared in Devaki's womb that wherever he was always seeing Krishna during dinner or recreation, in his dreams while he slept, inside his home or outside. To see Krishna everywhere is the characteristic of a Mahabhagavat. However, because Kamsa was thinking of Krishna in an unfavorable manner, he did not qualify for Krishna bhakti. Even moksha can be attained by unfavorable contemplation of Krishna, but Krishna bhakti cannot be attained. Muktim dadati karhi chitsma na bhakti yogam. He bestows mukti at any time, but not bhakti yoga. This is the conclusion of the Sattvic scriptures. However, when Mahaprabhu comes, when Krishna comes as Mahaprabhu, Kamsa comes as Chandkazi and gets quite delivered. We refer to him as Mahatma Chandkazi. Krishna can give Kamsa, Jarasandha, and other antagonists even Sayujya Mukti. Many big jnanis, sannyasis, rishis, and munis engage in many strenuous practices in hopes of attaining the Sayujya Mukti that Krishna's enemies, the Asuras, attain, having been killed by Krishna. Therefore, Krishna Prem that is devoid of seeking the fruits of moksha and that is obtained through Krishna Bhakti Yoga or favorable service to Krishna is something that is rare even for Brahma. Krishna does not easily bestow that to everyone. Anukulyena Krishnanushilam is the only means to attain Krishna Prem. Hence, that Krishna Prem is not Prakrita Sahajyavad. The paddhati or practice of imitating Krishna instead of following him by mixing aprakrit parakiya bhav, the supramundane paramour's mood, into the mundane platform is Prakrita Sahajyavad and represents the root of all envy. Though many types of chaladharma have been created out of envy towards Krishna, those are not the sadharma that concurs with the conclusions of the various scriptures and was propagated by the Gosvāmipāda. Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmipāda has given the following instruction to those following that sadharma. Jata evaso tadeka tatvaryattena nirmatsaranam phala kamuk asyaiva parmotkarsha asahanam matsarata tadrohitanam eva tad upalakshatena pashvavalam bhane. That might be a mistake. Dayalunam evacha satam sadharma paranam vidhiyate. In other words, Bhagavad Dharma is only followed by those who engage in their prescribed duties, while only desiring the fruits of favorable service to Krishna, being adept in relinquishing envy, which is characterized by the intolerance of another's superiority, and not engaged in karmakand, which relies on the slaughter of animals. That is the end of the first part. The second part is a bit longer, and I'm not sure when I'll get around to translating it, but maybe in time for Jiva Goswami's appearance day, and we can read it then. So yeah, I guess I'll leave it open to any comments or discussion.
Yeah, and anybody feel free to just jump in and like turn on your mics and say anything. One thing Rukmini Didi was saying when he said, in this context, Śrīla Jīva Goswami has said that all manner of pursuits for moksha, including the desire to dwell on the same planet as Bhagavan, is rejected. So Rukmini Didi is saying, isn't it easier to serve Bhagavan if one is on the same planet as Bhagavan?
Right. Srivasa, I have a question. Like you mentioned, this article would be the last article of Prabhupada, or the last one that you could find in Bengali and Paratrik, and if it could be so because of the arrival of Srila Prabhupada in 1965 in New York, about Boston Harbor and that.
Yeah.
So perhaps that's it. You know, like you might have hit it on the nail. That after that,
yeah. There are some other articles of his that appeared at later dates in like 67 and 68 in Bhagavad Patrika, but those were reprints of articles that had previously appeared in Gauḍīya Patrika before 1965. So yeah.
There's his articles less than a year before he left.
Okay.
Yeah, and it seems like it wasn't something that he had time to write himself. It mentions that it was compiled from a lecture that he gave. So it's possible that he gave this lecture at Radha Damodar itself.
It could have been, yes. And the other thing, the style, I noticed that the style is like close to, it reminds me of Bhaktivedānta's Prabhupada. I don't know if you know, as a later style of writing. Of course, you know, the audience is a little different.
I just wanted to say in Mula Preeti's book, well, actually Gurudev's book, my friend and Shiksha Guru, he says that he and Srila Prabhupada did many preaching programs together. So maybe it wasn't at Radha Damodar because they did a lot of preaching programs.
Yeah, could have been someone else.
Yeah, thank you so much for your efforts and for your translations. You know, it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, getting articles by Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you.
Yes.
Our treasures.
Yes.
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada's really, it really highlighted how important it is for us to actually like make some effort to approach these more difficult subject matters like Vedanta Sutra and things like that, if we actually want to properly approach the, like, not become a sahajya, basically. Like it's essential, isn't it? To right? Like
it's the Bhaktivedānta legacy, right?
Yes.
Like Gurudev, Śrīla Gosvāmī Maharaj. Sorry, go ahead, Prabhu.
I wanted to ask a question. You say Śrīla Gosvāmipāda Gan, and Śrīla is the title, and Goswami's like the name, and Gan means like the group, right? So is it? I noticed the first translations of Srila Gurudev's books, there wasn't, all the Sanskrit was left intact to the point where when I gave the books to my brother-in-law, he couldn't read them because he didn't know any Sanskrit. So I wondered if it's important to keep the word Gan every time you say that phrase, or if you should give the translation the first time.
I probably should give a better translation of that. Thank you for that. Yeah.
I mean, you can keep saying, if you give the translation the first time the word appears, then you can keep the Bengali. I think.
Yeah, I
just
find
idea.
where that reference is.
Okay.
Hey, Shiva, so what were you saying? Oh, you said that this is the Bhaktivedānta legacy, right?
Right. Yeah. They well, like when I'm going through the Gauḍīya Patrikā and seeing, so in the first year there's this letter from Srila Prabhupada. I think it's been published before by Reza the Harmonist. He's writing to Param Gurudev expressing how excited he is about the Gauḍīya Patrikā, and he's already started his Back to Godhead magazine. And he starts contributing right away, starts contributing articles right away in that first year. And almost every year he contributes something. It's like, it's rare that there's a year goes by where he doesn't contribute or contributes just one article. It's usually multiple articles per year. And you can start to see a real continuity between what Param Gurudev is writing, what Srila Prabhupada is writing, and then what Srila Trivikram Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, and Srila Vamgoswami Maharaj are writing. All the Bhaktivedāntas, you know, they're his junior Bhaktivedāntas, you know, and it really starts to feel like this seamless tapestry of Bhaktivedānta. And I was talking to Amal Krishna Prabhu about this, and he was the one who mentioned this, the Bhaktivedānta legacy. This is, it's like, if we were to compile all these writings together, they would be their own Vedanta Bhashya, commentary on the Vedanta Sutras.
Yes.
Wow. So
beautiful.
There will be a cohesive.
Oh, you should do that.
Well, I mean, that's the endeavor. I think it's like a lifetime project.
I was
you know,
so fundamental. But you're pretty young.
Yes, and
yeah,
anybody
it's,
listening now, sorry I keep on plugging Srivasa's website, but like if you want to follow this journey of like of all these articles being translated, you can go to bigdrum.us and subscribe, and then you won't miss anything, any of these unpublished articles in English. Yeah.
And if anyone wants to participate, if anyone has knowledge of Hindi or Bengali, and wants to translate or proofread or edit, anyone wants to assist in any way in this service, feel free to contact me or Madhukar Prabhu, because we need all the help we can get.
Rukmini Didi has some helpful comments of little things, like little tweaks and proofreading things like that.
Yeah.
All right, there's chat. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I love you, froze.
All right, so if anybody does, if there aren't any more questions or comments on this, well, if there are, then this is your chance. Otherwise, if there isn't, then maybe I thought maybe we could go on to read.
I have an off-topic question. One is, where are you right now, Srivas Prabhu? You're on mute right now, Prabhu.
Yeah, sorry. I'm in Kerala. That's why it's like palm trees behind me.
Oh, okay. And to have you read Narahari Sharkar's Radhikashtakam?
Narahari Sarkar's Radhikashtakam. I've seen it. it. I haven't read it in a long time.
I see. Yeah, there's one verse that Śrīla Janardana Gosvāmī Maharaj used to recite from there, but it's not translated into English. So I'm wondering, what is he actually saying? What is Narahari Sharkar actually saying? That's all.
It's from that article that you did about that Gurudev wrote about.
It's in there?
Yeah.
It's the last one. It was like Gurudev gave a whole bunch of verses, and we have translations for all of them, but the last one there wasn't a translation.
Oh, really? Oh, probably because I couldn't find the translation of it in Bengali. So it would
and
take.
We needed to just publish it in time for the day, and so there wasn't time. Yeah.
We can use a chat. You can just put it into ChatGPT and get a sense of what it's saying. ChatGPT is actually pretty good with even just the like Romanized transliteration. You put that in and it'll give you a translation. But I haven't found I'm not a Sanskrit expert, so I haven't found a Bengali translation of that. I'm looking for one, definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so Srivas, is there anything like is there anything more that you want to like anything more you want to say on this, or any more thoughts or anything like that, or anybody else also?
Yeah, I'll say one more thing. I've already mentioned it. If you look at this article and the usage of Śrīla and Prabhupāda and Śrīla Gosvāmipāda Gun, you really get a sense of what Prabhupada means, I think, if you meditate on that a little deeply. It's this, collective Akhanda Guru Tattva under the guidance of Rupa Gosvāmī, coming from Mahaprabhu, sharing this same coherent message. So we worship them and interact with them as individual personalities, but they are also one Prabhupada. That was all.
Yes. I hope.
Off-topic comment. I really like your YouTube channel, bro. I really like the Big Drum YouTube channel. I'm always looking forward to see new videos and to read new articles on your website.
You mean the YouTube channel with new videos so far?
Yeah. You sang Bhaktivedānta Thakur's verses in that song very, very nicely.
It's actually very helpful when you do that, because lots of times I don't have time to read everything, because I have so many things on my plate and like that. And so when you put up one of those videos on YouTube, then I can listen to it while I'm doing other things. and I can still keep up with
Yeah,
everything else.
I'm going to try and do that for everything, or as much as possible. And in the next few days, I want to put out another segment of the Vijayan Gram Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Actually, this was supposed to, this program that we're doing right now is supposed to be streaming on Big Drum, but we just got it set up yesterday, and it takes 24 hours for it to finish, and so that's why we're doing it on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, and I couldn't figure out how to start the Facebook live streaming, so that's not happening.
No, it's streaming on your page right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I set that up, yeah. But yeah, this hopefully I really like this format also. It's more interactive, and
yeah, I love this. This is great.
And now this can now we've done it once, and we kind of got it figured out, and we can do it on your YouTube channel anytime also. So this can be another way that you do it. Sometimes you can do on your own and upload it, and sometimes we could just do live things like this.
It's nice to do it together.
Yes. There are 15 people watching on your page on Facebook and on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Ishtagoshti. That's what Prabhupada really, said that Ishtagoshti really is. It degraded into it degraded into just assigning duties to different people. But there was a god sister of ours that said she wrote to Prabhupada that in the Ishtagoshti we discussed this verses and the lectures that you had given a few days ago. Prabhupada said that's the real Ishtagoshti. So yeah, thank you. I like this platform too.
Yes.
And your work, is wonderful. Thank you, Srivas. And all of you. I mean, I think this group is pretty fabulous and serious devotees.
So I was thinking maybe we could go through to like what we've been doing we've been trying to do for all different appearance days and disappearance days of our acharyas, to read a little bit about their glories. And so I have this book, Sri Chaitanya and His Associates by Srila Bhaktivedānta Gosvāmī Maharaj. And here, I'll just put it up on my screen, 1 second. All right. Okay, 1 second. Let me just get this up. There. Okay, so also, if anybody wants to get this book, you can find it on Amazon Kindle store. They're selling it there now. Okay, Jiva Gosvāmī, sorry, 1 second. Let me just find it. Oh, I thought it'd be at the top. The 6 Gosvāmī. No, it's. Sorry, guys. I wasn't. Should have found this beforehand. There, Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī. Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī. Again, this is this is by Srila Bhakti Balavad Tirtha Goswami. According to the Gaur Ganodesh Dipika 1 verse 195, Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī was previously Vilas Manjari in Vraj. In verse 203 of the same book, it is stated that he was the son of Vallabha and a scholar of exemplary character. Shushila Pandita Shriman Jiva Shri Vallabhatmaja. According to the Gaudiya Vaishnava Abhidhan, Jiva Gosvāmī was present in this world from 1511 to 1596, or 1433 to 1518 Shaka. But some other sources propose that Jiva lived from 1533 to 1618. Jiva Goswami's early life. Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī appeared in the village of Ramakeli in the district of Malda as a son of Anupam Malik, also known as Vallabha, who made his residence there in order to serve in the government. The name of Jiva Goswami's mother is not known. Narahari Chakravarti in his Bhakti Ratnakar, chapter 1, verses 540 to 568, In his Bhakti Ratnakar, he has given Jiva Goswami's genealogy going back 7 generations. This list, as explained by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, has been given here in this volume in the chapter on Srila Rupa Goswami. Jiva Goswami's father's original name was Vallabha, but Mahaprabhu gave him the name Anupam. That's explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 19, verse 36. Mahaprabhu met Anupam for the first time when he came to Ramakeli. By his will, Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami abandoned all their worldly duties and then set off in an effort to be reunited with Mahaprabhu in Vrindavan. The same spirit of renunciation took hold in Jiva Goswami's heart at that time also, as has been vividly described by Narahari in Bhakti Ratnakar as follows. Shri Jiva's mind became distracted from the time that his 2 uncles went to Vrindavan. He abandoned his jewels and fine dress, comfortable bed, food, and various amusements. It was as though nothing interested him anymore. He could not bear hearing news of political and other mundane affairs. It's Bhakti Ratnakar, same chapter, 686 to 688. Narahari Chakrabarti summarizes Jiva Goswami's early life story as follows. He says, in a dream, Jiva Goswami had a vision of Mahaprabhu dancing in the midst of Sankirtan. He was overwhelmed by feelings of divine love and soon thereafter left his home. He had some companions who went with him as far as Fatehabad from Bakla Chandradweep. But from there, he continued alone to Navadweep. There he met Nityananda Prabhu in the home of Srivas Pandit and received his blessings. Nityananda Prabhu told him at that time that he should go to Vrindavan. And this is from Bhakti Ratnakar. This is a quote from Bhakti Ratnakar. With fatherly affection, Nityananda Prabhu touched Shri Jiva's head with his feet. He showed incomparable mercy towards Shri Jiva, lifting him from the ground and embracing him tightly. Transported by divine ecstasy, Nityananda Prabhu said, I rushed here from Karadaha for your sake alone. He said other things like this to pacify Shri Jiva, and then made Srivas Pandit and the other devotees give their blessings to him. After keeping Shri Jiva there for some time with him, Nityananda Prabhu sent him off to the west. He said, hurry off now to Vraj. This is the place the Lord has given over to your family. Vraj is the place that the Lord, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given over to your family. That's Bhakti Ratnakar, same chapter, 765 and 772. And of course, we hear so much about this Srila Jiva Goswami's time with Nityananda Prabhu and Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur's Navadip Mahatma. Navadip. I mean, that's all the whole book is. Okay. It is not clear whether Jiva Goswami ever met Mahaprabhu directly. However, there is a hint in the Bhakti Ratnakar that Jiva Goswami was a baby when the Lord came to Ramakeli. Jiva Goswami demonstrated an interest in devotion to the Supreme Lord from his early childhood. Even when playing with his friends, he was only interested in games that were connected to the worship of Krishna. When Shri Jiva was a little boy, he refused to play any game with other boys this is from Bhakti Ratnakar again. So Jiva Goswami, he refused to play any game with other boys that had no relation to Krishna. He made deities of Krishna and Balaram and would worship them with flowers and sandalwood paste and dress them and decorate them. He would gaze upon them with unblinking eyes, sitting motionless on the floor like a golden doll. Little child Jiva. When he paid obeisance to the deities, his eyes filled with tears. He would offer their lordship sweets and then take the prasad and distribute it to his friends. That's so sweet. Jiva Goswami goes to Vraj. By Nityananda Prabhu's grace, Jiva Goswami was able to visit all the sacred sites in Navadvip Dham. After completing his tour of the Dham, he traveled to Benares, where he studied all the scriptures with Madhusudan Vachaspati, which he also did under the order of Nityananda Prabhu. Then he went on to Vrindavan, where he remained under the tutelage of Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada has given the following summary of Jiva Goswami's life in his Anubhashya to the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, so this is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's writing. After the disappearance of Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, Jiva Goswami was established as the topmost teacher of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas of Odisha, Bengal, and Mathura provinces. He engaged everyone in the worship of Krishna through teaching the truths given by Mahaprabhu himself. He would occasionally perform Vraj Dham Parikrama with the other devotees and sometimes would go to visit Vittalanath in Mathura. Oh, Shrivas, you were telling me something that, like one time we were riding our bicycle to Mayapur, I think, and when we were on the bicycle, you were telling me about things that you read about Srila Jiva Goswami's friendship and his connection with Vittalanath Acharya. This is a few years ago. Do you remember any of that? Like, oh, maybe Shrivas isn't next. Yeah, he's there.
Sorry, are you talking to me?
Yes. You were telling me about it's like things that you read about Srila Jiva Goswami's friendship, his connection with Vittalanath before? Vittalacharya?
Oh, I remember finding something about Raghunath Das Goswami in Stavavali. There's a Gopal Stavaraj Stotram, and in there he mentions, it seems to refer to Vittalacharya twice, Shri Vittala Prema Punja, that Gopala Prema Punja, that Vittalacharya is a punja. A punja is like a heap, is a heap of love, of prem for Gopal. And there's a story of how Gopal was brought down from Govardhan and brought to Mathura. He was actually somewhat stolen from Vallabhacharya's sons by one pujari and taken to Mathura. And this was at the time just after Mahaprabhu's disappearance. And there was a whole issue in Govardhan. The Bengali Vaishnavas had their village set on fire, and then this other pujari took the deity and brought him to Mathura. And Rupa Goswami had to use, later on, Rupa Goswami had to use his connections in the Muslim government to retrieve Gopal and bring him back to the sons of Vallabhacharya. And so there's a temple, even today you can go and visit, that's the ancestral home of Vallabhacharya in Mathura. It's just above Adi Baraha Mandir. Beautiful, beautiful temple. And apparently that is where Gopalji was and where the Goswamis came. Up to a month, I think. All the Goswamis came and lived in Mathura and had daily darshan of Gopalji. So there seems to be some, and there's a story of Vittalacharya also bringing a doctor to treat Raghunath Das Goswami at one point. So, but I didn't notice. This is the first time I've seen about Jiva Goswami, but of course.
Okay. Wow, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so he would occasionally perform Vrajdam Parikrama with the other devotees and sometimes would go to visit Vittalanath in Mathura. Remember, this is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, his Anubhashya right now in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wrote the Chaitanya Charitamrita during Jiva Goswami's lifetime. Not long thereafter, when Srinivas, Narottam, and Dukhi Krishnadas came from Bengal, he gave them the titles Acharya, Thakur, and Shamananda, respectively. He then sent them back to Bengal with all the scriptures that had been written by the Goswamis, with instructions to preach the religion of the holy names and love of Krishna. He received the news of the loss of the scriptures and later wrote of their retrieval. He later gave the title Kaviraj to both Ramachandra Sen and his brother Govinda. Janava Devi and other devotees came to Vrindavan during his lifetime. Whenever Bengali devotees came to Vraj, he arranged for prasad and lodgings during their stay. That's from Anubhashya to Adi Lila, chapter 10, verse 85. Now Srila Bhakti Bhagavad Gita again. The loss of the scriptures referred to in the above paragraph took place when the agents of King Virahamvir of Banvishnupur stole them. Later, when the king heard Srinivasacharya speak on Srimad Bhagavatam, he was converted to Vaishnavism and took initiation from him. Srinivasacharya thus recovered the books. All this is described in full in this volume in the chapter of Srinivasacharya. Jiva's writings and controversies. In the Bhakti Ratnakar, a list of 25 works ascribed to Jiva Gosvami has been given. 1. Hari Nama Mritya Vyakaran. 2. Sutra Malika. 3. Dhatu Sangraha. 4. Krishnarchana Dipika. 5. Gopala Virudhavali. 6. Rasamrita Shesh. 7. Madhava Mahotsav. 8. Sankalpa Kalpa Vriksha. 9. Bhavarta Suchak Champu. 10. A commentary on Gopal Tapani Upanishad. 11. A commentary on Brahma Samhita. 12. A commentary on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. 13. A commentary on Ujjvala Nilamani. 14. A commentary on Yogasar Stavaka. 15. Gayatri Bhashya of Agni Purana. 16. Krishna Pada Chinha of Padma Puran. 17. Shri Radhika Kara Pada Stita Chinha. Okay. A description of the markings on Srimati Radhika's feet, hands and feet. 18. Gopal Champu, Purva and Uttar divisions. 19. Krama Sandarbha. 20. Tattva Sandarbha. 21. Bhagavat Sandarbha. 22. Paramatma Sandarbha. 23. Krishna Sandarbha. 24. Bhakti Sandarbha. And 25. Priti Sandarbha. Have you ever heard, I heard that Śrīla Jīva Gosvami wrote altogether 400,000 verses, or like verses and paragraphs of prose also, I guess, verses and prose. 400,000. Yeah. Have you heard that? Yeah. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupāda has given the following warning in his Anubhashya to those inexperienced persons who might be deprived of Krishna Prem through the influence of ignorant and offensive Sahajya teachings. Said, 3 slanderous ideas about Jiva Goswami are current amongst the ignorant Prakrit Sahajyas. Anyone influenced by these calumnies, is that how you say it? Calumnies? That means the making of false and defamatory statements about someone in order to damage their reputation, slander. Okay, so anyone influenced by these calumnies, which are fundamentally inimical to Krishna, the Guru and Vaishnavas, that person will become increasingly offensive and end up losing his taste for service to the Supreme Lord. Okay, so these are the 3 things I said. 1. It is said a certain Digvijay scholar, eager to amass mundane prestige, came to Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami to get their signature as an admission of defeat in the debate. Jiva Goswami's gurus conceded defeat without any argument, and the arrogant scholar proclaims them to be nothing more than ignorant fools. He then asked Jiva Goswami also to sign such an admission of defeat. Jiva Goswami, however, decided to take on the puffed-up Brahmin in debate in order to silence his scurrilous tongue. In this way, he preserves the integrity of his spiritual master's reputation and demonstrated the ideal behavior of one who is Guru Devatma, or one who recognizes his spiritual master to be his worshipable deity and source of life. Some ignorant Sahajyas, however, say that Sri Jiva's behavior went contrary to Mahaprabhu's teaching of being humbler than a blade of grass and of giving respect to others. Indeed, they say that Rupa Goswami chastised Jiva Goswami for this very reason and ostracized him for some time, and only when Sanatana Goswami interceded on Jiva Goswami's behalf did he accept him again into his association. Only when these enemies of the spiritual master and the Vaishnavas receive Krishna's mercy and begin to see themselves as their eternal servant, will they also receive Śrī Jīva Prabhu's blessings and be able to understand what it really means to be humbler than a blade of grass and a giver of respect to all. Only then will they be eligible to chant the holy names in the proper way. Interesting, because we hear this pastime also of Mahaprabhu, but I think the Sahajas, what these particular Sahajas that Prabhupada's referring to, they thought that Jiva Goswami is wrong and he wasn't abiding by this, Trinada Pisanijana principle. I've actually read my Param Gurudev and other things of Srila talking about this very point, about how Sahajas misunderstand what this verse means, Trinada Pisanijana, and what their false humility. Okay. 2. Some other foolish Sahajas say that when Jiva Goswami first read the Chaitanya Charitamrita with its clear and brilliant explanation of the divine devotional sentiments of Raj, he was afraid that it would hamper his own scholarly reputation. He therefore drew the manuscript down a well in a spirit of mean-mindedness. Upon hearing of this, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was greatly shocked and immediately gave up his body. Fortunately, Kaviraj Goswami's disciple Mukunda had made a copy of the original manuscript, and thus it was preserved and later published far and wide. Had Mukunda not done so, the Chaitanya Charitamrita would have been lost forever. This is another contemptible bit of invention based on an inimical attitude to the Guru and Vaishnavas. It has no basis in reality, and there is no possibility of its being true. 3. It's pretty heavy, man. 3. According to other sense-obsessed fornicators, Śrīla Jīva Goswami should not be accepted as an authority because in his treatises, he did not accept Rupa Goswami's Parakiyavad idea, but rather supported the Swakiyavad. They say that he cannot be accepted as a Rasik Bhakta or a devotee who is knowledgeable in the divine sentiments. The fact is that during Jiva Goswami's lifetime, some of his followers demonstrated a preference for the Swakiyavad. Jiva Goswami recognized their limitations, and so, for their benefit and for the benefit of those in the future who would be unable to comprehend the transcendental nature of the Parakiya Ras and would themselves take up adulterous relationships in imitation of Krishna, he gave credence to the Swakiya doctrine. This is a sign of his acting appropriately as an acharya. One should not take this as evidence of his being opposed to the transcendental Parakiya Ras, however, for he is the topmost of Rupa Goswami's followers and one of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's spiritual teachers. That's Anubhashya to that same verse in the 10th chapter of Adi Lila, verse 85. And actually, Srila Gurudev, he published this part where Śrīla Jīva Goswami talks about it seems like he's giving preference to Swakiyavad, but then at the very end of it, I forgot what it was called exactly. It's published in a few of Gurudev's books actually, but he writes, I think it's definitely in Ujjvala Nilamani, and Shamrani Mataji put it in the Swarupa the Jiva book, and I've seen it in other places also. But at the end of it, Kishore, you can if I'm getting it a bit wrong, but he says that this isn't his. Well, I might be getting this wrong. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. But he says that this isn't my opinion, but I wrote this because of other. He wrote this for other people. I forgot exactly how he worded it, but something like that. That this isn't his personal opinion. And Kishore Krishna is saying that doesn't make sense, that whole story, the second point, because Jiva Goswami's name is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita and is glorified as well. Yeah. Okay. Rupa Goswami's mercy to Śrī Jīva Prabhu. Oh, and Vamsiwala Prabhu, I'll answer your question afterwards. Sorry, I just want to finish this. Okay, Rupa Goswami's mercy to Śrī Jīva Prabhu. Narahari Chakravarti has shown how Rupa Goswami instructed Jiva Goswami, punished him, and then blessed him in a story told in the fifth wave of Bhakti Ratnakar. Okay, so now we're hearing the authoritative version of this story. One hot summer's day, while Rupa Goswami was writing Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu in seclusion, and Jiva Goswami was fanning his perspiring body, Vallabhbhatta came by to see Rupa Goswami. After reading some of Rupa Goswami's introductory verses, he offered to make a few corrections. When Vallabhbhatta went to the Yamuna, sorry, this is a different story. There's another story where the Digvijay Pandit comes in. When Vallabhbhatta went to the Yamuna to take bath, Jiva Goswami followed him on the pretext of going to fetch water. In fact, he was angry because he considered Vallabhbhatta's proposal to be arrogant. He asked him what fault he had found in Rupa Goswami's verse. Vallabhbhatta told him, and Jiva Goswami immediately showed him the flaws in his argument. A debate ensued in which Jiva Goswami countered every one of Vallabhbhatta's objections. When he came back to Rupa Goswami's hut, Vallabhbhatta told him how impressed he was with Jiva Goswami's scholarship, recounting the entire episode. Rupa Goswami gently rebuked Jiva Goswami, telling him to return to Bengal and to come back to Vrindavan only when he had calmed down. Thus banished from his presence, Jiva Goswami left Rupa Goswami's dwelling and went to Nandaghat, a nearby village. Vaijanti Mala Mataji, she recently went there and was telling me about that place, like where Jiva Goswami went. Hoping to regain his guru's favor, he began to practice rigorous austerities, worshipping Krishna intensely while fasting or eating only a bare minimum. As a result of such severe practices, his body became weak and sickly. One day, Sanatana Goswami happened to come to Nandaghat and discovered him in this condition. He was moved and took Jiva Goswami back with him to Rupa Goswami and appealed to his brother to forgive him. Rupa Goswami and Jiva Goswami were thus reconciled, and Jiva Goswami once again began to receive Rupa Goswami's affectionate blessings. Jiva Goswami's appearance day is on Bhadra Shukla Dwadashi. His disappearance day is Posha Shukla Tritiya. His deity, Radha Damodar, is still being worshipped in the Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan. His Samadhi tomb is on the grounds of the Radha Damodar temple, and his Bhajan Kutir is preserved at Radhakund, near Lalita Kund. Jai Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmipāda ki Jai. All right, so that is our program for today. Maybe be nice to end with a little kirtan. We can sing, there's the Jiva Goswami Sochak, but I don't have it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it big because it's on the Gaudiya Kirtan app and I don't have a translation for it. You know what? I'm thinking we can sing, instead we can sing the Vishaya Basana Rupa Chittere Vikar. Vidyara Vilase. That's too indirect though. I think maybe, yeah, let me just bring this up on my computer. Oops, 1 second. Okay, 1 second, just sharing my screen. Also, we can sing Jaya Nila Premadhana. We can sing those two things. Let's sing, yeah, hopefully we can get we can make a translation for the Jiva Goswami Sochak because that would be very appropriate to sing today, but I just don't have it ready. What is it? Okay, so this is by Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur. One second, I'm just closing this so I can see the comments. Okay, great. My desire for sense objects is a perversion of consciousness, which constantly impels my heart to want to enjoy. Oh, how much effort I have made, but my perversion has not gone. In the end, my life goes instead. This frightful perversion has perturbed me. Because my heart is restless, peace finds no place there. When will Srila Rupa Gosvāmī bestow his mercy upon me and deliver me by investing me with yukta vairagya? When will Srila Sanatana Gosvāmī, out of great compassion, make me forsake sense gratification and then offer me to Sri Nityananda Prabhu? When will Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī, with the waters of conclusive truth, extinguish the fire of false arguments which are burning my heart? At that time, hearing the name of Sri Chaitanya will cause ecstatic horripilation in my body. By drinking the nectar of Shri Shri Radha Krishna, I shall become free from all grief. This sinful person is the most wretched among the wretched. This destitute soul begs for shelter at the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas. When will Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī, with the waters of conclusive truth, extinguish the fire of false arguments which are burning in my heart? That way. Okay, 1 second. Let me just get the mridanga. And I need to shut off noise suppression so that you can hear the mridanga. Okay, there. All right. Okay, 1 second. I'll be right back. My throat's not so good right now, but anyways. We'll just sing it all together, not lead in response. Man, I have a big thing stuck in my throat. Anyways. Okay. Abhibhāṣaṇa rupa chitera vikara amar hridaye bhog kore ani bar koto je jatana ami korilama hai nagelo vikara bhuji sheshe prana jai e ghora vikara more korilo yastir shanti na pailo stanantarayati Shri Rupa Gosvāmī more kripa vitariya udharibe kabe yukta vairagyayar piya kabe sanatana more charaye vishay nityanande samarpibe hoya sadoy Shri Jīva Gosvāmī kabe siddhanta salile nibhaibe tarkanala chitta jahe jwale Shri Chaitanya nama Jibe Pulaka Radha Krishna Mrita Pane Hoi Boya Shoka Kangaler Sukangala Durjana Ejana Vaishnava Charana Shai Jachaya Kinchan Śrī Jīva Gosvāmī Kabe Siddhanta Salile Nibhai Be Tarkanala Chitta Jahi Jale Jai Śrī Gosvāmī Jai Śrī Gosvāmī Śrī Gosvāmī Jai Śrī Gosvāmī Jai Śrī Jīva Gosvāmī Prabhu Śrī Jīva Gosvāmī Śrī Jīva Gosvāmī Prabhu Śrī Jīva Gosvāmī Jai Sachinandan Gaura Hari Sachinandan Jai Gaura Hari Jai Sachinandan Gaura Hari Sachinandan Jai Gaura Hari. Okay, now we will sing Jai Anila Premadhana. I have anyways, something stuck on my throat and it's making it really difficult to sing. Anyways. He who brought the treasure of Prem out of his great compassion, where has such a venerable personality as Sri Srinivasacharya gone? Where are my Swarup Damodar Goswami and Rupa Goswami? Where is Sanatan Goswami? Where is Raghunath Das Goswami, the savior of fallen souls? Where are my Gopal Bhatta Goswami and Raghunath Bhatta Goswami? Where is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami? Where has Gauranga, the king of dancers, suddenly gone? I shall dash my head upon a stone or enter into fire. Oh, where should I go to find Gauranga, the treasure house of all divine qualities? Unable to obtain the association of that Srinivasacharya who performs pastimes with the associates of Mahaprabhu, Narottam Das weeps. Jaya Nila Premadhana Karuna Prachur Heno Prabhu Kotha Gela Acharya Thakur Kaha Mor Swarup Rupa Kaha Sanatan Kaha Dasa Raghu Nata Patita Pavan Kaha Mor Bhatta Juga Kaha Kaviraj Eka Kale Kotha Gela Gora Nataraj Pashane Kutibo Matha Anale Poshibo Gauranga Gunera Nidhi Kota Gele Babo Sheshaba Sangir Shange Jai Koilo Vilas She Sangana Paya Kande Narottama Das Jaya Nila Premadhana করুণা প্রচুর হেন প্রভু কোথায় গেলা আচার্য ঠাকুর হেন প্রভু কোথায় গেলা শ্রী জীব গোস্বামী ঠাকুর জয় সপর্ষদ জয় গৌর হরি সপর্ষদ জয় গৌর হরি জয় জীব গোস্বামী প্রভু জীব গোস্বামী প্রভু জীব গোস্বামী হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরি বল নিতাই গৌর হরি বল নিতাই গৌর হরি বল নিতাই গৌর হরি বল. Oh, and I see there are lots of comments on YouTube and Facebook and here, so I'll look at those after. But we'll end the program for now. And well, first Kishore Krishnapurabhu can do Jaidwani, and then I'll look at the comments. Kishore Prabhu, could you do Jaidwani?
I sent a picture of Jiva Gosvāmī.
Oh, great. Let's see. I'm just opening it up now. I used a picture for Jiva Gosvāmī in the thumbnail as well. There are actually a few really beautiful pictures of Jiva Gosvāmī. Let's see. Oh, that's in his Samadhi in Radha Damodar. Jai Ho. Let's see if I can make this bigger. It's not letting me make it bigger, but Jai Jiva Gosvāmipāda ki Jai. Hari Bol. All right, Kishore, you can do Jaidwani.
Jai Nitai. Jai Sabrikar Shishi Guru Gauranga Gan Harita Giridhari Radha Vinod Bihari Radha Naina Radha Raman Bihari Radha Marva Shishi Sachinandan Gaur Hari Radha Damadar Jew ki Jai Shishi Radha Damadar Jew ki Jai Sri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mahan Jew ki Jai Jai Nitya Lela Pravishtam Vishnupar Paramaham Sabre Vrajachari Varyasto Trushta Shishuman Bhaktivedānta Bharati Gosvāmī Guru Maharaj ki Jai जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार परमहंस ब्रह्मचर्य वर्यस्तो तृष्ट शिशुमान भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज पति पावन श्रील गुरुदेव की जय जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार स्तो तृष्ट शिशुमान भक्ति बल तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज की जय जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार स्तो तृष्ट शिशुमान भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार स्तो तृष्ट शिशुमान भक्तिवेदांत विक्रम गोस्वामी महाराज की जय जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिल भक्ति स्वरूप दामोदर महाराज की जय जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिल गौर गोविंद स्वामी महाराज की जय जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिल भक्ति भाई भावपुरी गोस्वामी महाराज की जय जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिल भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोस्वामी महाराज की जय जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिल भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तो तृष्ट शिशुमान भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान भक्ति द्वैतमार गोस्वामी परम गुरु महाराज की जय। जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज परम गुरुदेव की जय। शल परम गुरुदेव चार के श्री की जय। जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान जगद्गुरु श्री वृषभानावि द्वैतदास शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। स्वापरिकार शील प्रभुपाद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद महापरम भगवत प्रभार परमहंस अष्टोत्तरस्त शिशुमार गौर किशोर दास पवजी महाराज की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद सप्तम गोस्वामी स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमाद सचितानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर महाशय की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद वैष्णव सर्वोम अष्टोत्तरस्त शिशुमाद जगन्नाथ पवजी महाराज की जय। सूर्यकुंडवासी सिद्धा शिलमर सूरन दास पवजी महाराज की जय। श्री उर्विदास उदरान दास की जय। जय गौरीवरान आचार्य शिशिमान बलदेव विभूषण प्रभु की जय। महामहोपध्याय रसिक मुनि शिल विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर पाद की जय। शिल रसिकानंद मुरारी प्रभु की जय। श्री शिल रामचंद्र कविराज की जय। श्री लोचंदास ठाकुर की जय। जय शिल नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभु त्राय की जय। जय शिल कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। जय व्यास अवतार अर्कावे शिल वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। जय श्री अष्टकविराज वसुर जानव नित्यानंद तुरस गोपाल श्री चौषधि महंत की जय। जय श्री रूप श्री सनन जय श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट रास रघुनाथ शर गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। शिल गोस्वामी पाद गान की जय। जय प्रभुपाद शिल जीव गोस्वामी की जय। जय प्रभुपाद शिल जीव गोस्वामी की जय। जय प्रभुपाद शिल जीव गोस्वामी की जय। जय श्री स्वरूप दामोदर रय रमानंद लोकनाथ कर्व अधिकौर परिषाद वृंद की जय। श्री जगनानंद पंडित की जय। श्री जगदीश पंडित की जय। जय नामचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री शिल ईश्वरपुरी गोस्वामी पाद की जय। श्री शिल माधवेंद्रपुरी गोस्वामी पाद की जय। जय श्री अंतर्द्वीप मायापुर सुमनदीप गौतमदीप मध्यदीप कौलदीप ऋतुदीप जानुदीप माधुरुद्रमादीप रुद्रदीप मात्मका श्री नावदीप धाम की जय। श्री नावदीप परिक्रम की जय। जय श्री एक चक्र धाम की जय। जय श्री शांतिपुर धाम की जय। जय श्री गौरचंद्र भगवान की जय। श्री गौरनिताय की जय। जय श्री श्री गौर गदाधर जीव की जय। जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ गोपी कपा गौ गिरि गोवर्धन वर्षाटवनाथ माँ श्री ब्रज मंदो धाम की जय। जय श्री राधा कंद श्याम कंद गंग सखी आमन सखी तुलसी भक्ति देवी की जय। वृषभानुनंदिनी श्रीमती राधा रानी ठाकुरानी की जय। श्री ललिता विशाख चित्र चंपकलता तुंग विद्या इंदुलेखा रंग रेवी सुरेवी हरि सखी वृंद की जय। जय श्री आनंद प्रेम मंजलाल शिरोपल मंगा राघ विलस गुणरति कस्तूरी कमल नयमणि हरिमंजारी वृंद की जय। जय श्रीमती विलास मंजरी की जय। जय श्री विलास मंजरी की जय। जय श्री विलास मंजरी की जय। जय श्रीमती वृंद देवी की जय। जय श्री भगवती पूर्णमासी योगमाय देवी की जय। जय श्री गोपीश्वर सरशिव महादेव की जय। जय श्री गोपीश्वर सरशिव महादेव की जय। जय राधा परमगित धाम श्री वृंदावन की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन चक्र नीलमाधव जीव की जय। जय श्री तत्व गोपीनाथ की जय। जय शिल प्रभुपाद आविर्भाव स्थली की जय। जय श्री सरबकूर की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ पुरी पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र मंडल नीलाचल धाम की जय। जय सर्वा विघ्न विनाशन करे भक्त विघ्न विनाश शरीन्द्र सिंह देव की जय। जय भक्तराज भक्त प्रभु श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्री प्रहलाद लक्ष्मेंद्र सिंह देव की जय। जय श्री हरि राम श्री संप्रदाय चरि आचार्य की जय। जय श्री मध्वार मनुज विष्णु स्वामी नंबदित्याचार्य आचार्य की जय। जय कर्मतरा श्री चैतन्य मान की जय। श्री गौरी मार वृंद की जय। Jai Gurandhara Srimad Bhagavatam Bhagavad Gita Chaitanya Charitamrita Chaitanya Bhagavad Jaiva Dharma Adi Sarva Gauri Vaishnava Grantha Vrind Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya, His Life and Associates Ki Jai. All the books of Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī Ki Jai. All the books of the six Gosvāmis Ki Jai. Jai Tribhuvan Mangal Shri Harinam Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Tribhuvan Mangal Shri Harinam Sankirtan Dharma Ki Jai. Kalakera Paramadhan Shri Harinam Sankirtan Dharma Ki Jai. Jai Tribhuvan Mangal Danya Kaluk Tarag Brahma Shri Hari Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mahamantra Ki Jai. Jai Shri Anand Kuri Vaishnava Vrind Ki Jai. Jai Shri Samakata Gaura Bhakti Vrind Ki Jai. Jai Shri Jagadish Pandit Prabha Mahamotsav Ki Jai. Jai Tattva Siddhanta Charidev Shri Shrimad Jiva Gosvami Prabhupada Shubh Tirubhav Titi Mahamotsav Ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī Prabhupāda Ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī Prabhupāda Ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī Prabhupāda Ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Abhibhāṣaṇa Ki Jai. Jai Śrī Gauḍīya Patrikā Ki Jai. All the articles of Srila Bhaktivedānta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Big Drum Hum.us Ki Jai. Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Vo. Om Vrindai Tulasi Deviyai Priyayai Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavitai Namo Namaha. Vancha Kalpataru Vashta Kripa Sindhu Vevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Dandavat pranams, everybody. Hare Krishna. Let's see all who is here. Oops, wait. 1 second. There. Okay. Hari Bol, everybody. So Dandavat pranams, Nari Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji, Shivas Prabhu, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Rukmini Didi, Champak Mataji, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, Indira Mataji, Sudevi Didi, Vidya Lalasa Didi, Shubhananda Prabhu, Subhadra Didi, who else? Wow, there's a lot of comments. My God. Vangshi Wala Prabhu, and Haripriya Didi, and your name just says forever here, so pranams to you. And I see there's like 15 people joining the program on YouTube today, so pranams to all of you. One thing you're in regarding Jiva Goswami's disappearance day. So I just looked in the Bengali Panjika of from Devananda Gaudiya Math, and it says here Jiva Goswami's day here, and it just says Jiva Goswami, Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī Prabhu Tirobhav, and then on 22nd January, right here, it says Jagadish Panditir Tirobhav. So I guess like on the day after Akadashi, on Dwadashi. So I guess there's different opinions on when he disappeared, maybe. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. And also to Srivas Rus, thank you so much for sharing that article. And I hope that this becomes a regular thing, that whenever you translate something new, we can do a and we can stream it on your channel, bigdrum.us. So yeah, there's a website, bigdrum.us, and you can subscribe to that, and it will come to your email every time Srivas translates a new special article and like that. And then there's also his YouTube channel. You can find Big Drum on YouTube, and then he reads out and explains the articles every time he translates one. So yeah, Jai Shri Radhe. If anybody has if anybody has anything they'd like to say before we wrap this up, now's
Yeah,
a
in the
chance.
Jai Dwani I accidentally said Srimati Vilas Manjari, which should not be done because we don't refer to the Manjaris with Srimati. We only refer to Srimati Radhika with that title.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know all the intricacies with all that, but yeah, okay. Cool. All right. So if nobody has anything else to say, then I'll see you all tomorrow to read in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Tomorrow we're going to be reading one chapter is the characteristics of Nityananda. It's going to be a lot about Nityananda Prabhu in the house of Srivas Pandit and Malini Devi. A lot of pastimes of that and his Avadut pastimes. And then the day after that, we're reading the next chapter, which is also more glories of Nityananda. And I think there's going to be a description of him jumping in the Ganga with the alligators, like wrestling with the alligators in the Ganga, something like that. And yeah, more pastimes. So 2 days we'll read one chapter, the next chapter, and then the day after that, we will read about the deliverance of Jagai and Madhai. So those are, if you want to tune into that, that will be at the same time, 7 o'clock a.m. India time. All right. Oh, and there are many people in the comments very grateful to you, Srivas, for sharing this and also for all your service in Big Drum and all the latest GBP publications and everything like that. Yeah, it's been doing lots of translation work. So yes, hope this continues on for the rest of your life. Can die translating articles.
Yes, good prayer.
Yes. All right.
I made hunched over my computer.
Yes. All right. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol Rukmini Didi, thank you. Shiva said, how come Sahajis don't fight crocodiles? Okay, Hari Bol, everybody.